everyone, welcome back to our English grammar class, and in today's session we are going to learn about comparison of adverbs. In our previous session we have learnt what is meant by adverbs. What is adverbs? Adverbs are words which refers to tell the meaning of a verb in a sentence. I repeat it again, which tells more information about a verb in a sentence. It is known as adverb. So apart from that, we have learned the different function of adverbs in a sentence. Do you remember that? Okay. And in today's session, we are going to learn about comparison of adverbs. You can ask me whether we can able to compare adverbs. Yes, of course. We can able to compare adverbs by according to the 3 rules. Here I have written the 3 rules. So according to these rules, you can able to compare an adverb in a sentence. Okay. Without further delaying, let's move into our today's session. First, see here, like adjectives. So here, referring what? Adjectives. What is an adjective? An adjective is a word which describes about a noun, whereas the adverb is a word which tells more about a verb. This is the basic difference between adjective and adverb. Adjective tells more about a noun in a sentence, whereas an adverb tells more about a verb in a sentence. So like adjectives, adverbs to have. So in our previous session we have learnt adjectives have positive, comparative and superlative degree. Okay? In the same way, here adverbs to have the 3 degrees. What are they? Positive, comparative and superlative degrees. Clear? So even adverbs to have positive, comparative and superlative degrees. So here I have written 3 basic rules. You have to know in what situation we have to use ER to this word. Of course, to the adverb word, okay, not to the adjective word, to the adverb word. Or in what situation we have to use EST to the adverb word. So these are the 3 simple rules, just by heart it, to know about the comparison of adjectives to use in a sentence. So see the first rule here. Okay, what is the first rule? To make comparatives for single syllable. So according to the syllable, is it very important, okay? Only according to the syllable we can able to add ER or more. So if it is a single syllable and you want to compare it into a sentence, then we add ER to the adverb. So here what is the rule? If you are going to compare a single syllable adverb, okay? Single syllable adverb in a sentence, then it is very simple that you can add what? You can add ER to the adverb. For example, if you take fast. So this is a single syllable word, okay? Single syllable word. So if you want to compare it, you can add ER to the word faster. See here the example. The next time we are going to try harder. Here what is an adverb word? Order. But here it comes it as comparative form because we had ER to the adverb word. This is a single syllable word, okay? Because it cannot be further syllables, syllabification. Okay? So odd plus ER. We are adding ER after the word, that is this is an adverb word, and after this word we are adding ER. So order. So this is our first rule. When you are going to compare an single syllables word, then you can add ER to the adverb word. It is very simple. Now coming to the second rule. What is the second rule? To make superlatives. In the first rule we saw that to make comparatives, whereas the second rule is to make superlative degree. Okay? If you are comparing more than 2, if you are comparing more than 2, then it is known as the superlative. So to make superlatives, we add what? We add EST along with that to the positive degree. Here you have a positive degree. The adverb word as it is comes, it is known as positive degree. When we add er or more to that, then it is known as comparative degree. And when we add est or most, then it is known as the superlative degree. So in superlatives, okay, in superlatives you have to add two things. One is est after the adverb. Then the other one is you have to add the in front of the positive degree word. The positive degree word is nothing but the adverb as it is. The adverb you are using in a sentence as it is. It is known as the positive degree. So here we have to follow the two rules. See the example here, among all the athletes. Okay, among all the athletes. Here we are referring more than two athletes, right? Here we are using more than two athletes. So here we are using the superlative degree. Among all the athletes, Amar ran the fastest. Here, fastest. Fast, it is an adverb, and after that we are adding est because here we are comparing more than two. So here we are using the superlative degree. The first rule is to add est after the adverb. Is it clear? Now coming to the second rule, along with the positive degree. So before the positive degree word, here the positive degree word is fast. So before the positive degree word, we are adding what? The. So here it is pronounced as the fastest. Because you have a rule that in front of a consonant sound, you have to pronounce it as the. Whereas in front of an vowel sound, you have to pronounce it as the herb. Okay. So here it is pronounced as the fastest. So this is the second rule. We applied two rules here. Okay. So this is our second rule. Now coming to the last rule. It is very simple. Read it. With adverbs of two or more syllables. So we in our first rule we saw that when it is a single syllable. But when you are referring at two or more syllables, for example, useful, like that, we have more syllables, right? Or beautiful, or interesting. So such words as here more syllables. So in that way, in that situation, we have to use what? If you are that with adverbs of two or more syllables, comparative and superlative degrees are. If you are going to compare one or two with them, then you can use a comparative degree, or more than the two, we can use a superlative degree. In that situation, we can write it by forming or putting more and the most before the positive degree. Here, more is used for what? Here, more is used to refer a comparative degree, whereas the most. Okay, the most is used before a superlative degree. So for comparative degree we can use more, and for superlative degree we can use not only most, we have to use the most. Okay, the most before the positive degree. Now see an example here. She presented her arguments more clearly than anybody else. So here we are comparing her with someone. So while comparing we have to use unto. Here see here clearly. Clearly is a more syllable words. You know this is not a single syllable word. So it is a we have to add more in front of the positive degree. So here it is known as she presented her arguments more clearly. Here clearly is an adverb. Clearly before the adverb word we are adding more, because there is a rule that when we are referring to two or more syllables, it is more than two syllables. So we are adding more. Okay, more clearly than anybody else. So coming to the second example, this is an example of comparative degree, and the second one is an example of superlative degree. What is here? The youngest of all soldiers fought the most courageously. Here see the sentence here. Here what is an adverb word? Courageously. And it has more than two syllables, right? So in front of this adverb we have to add what? The most. Listen carefully, not only most. We have to add the most. Because here we are referring to more than two people. So if we are comparing more than two people, we have to write it in the what form? Superlative degree form. So in this session, we have learned how to compare adverbs in a sentence. I repeated again. See here, like adjectives, we have 3 degrees. One is positive, one is comparative, and the last one is superlative. Positive degree is the adverb as it is, and the comparative degree when we add er or more to the adverbs, and the superlative degree is you can add est in some words and the most in the some other verbs. It changes according to the regular verbs and irregular verbs. Right? Coming to the first rule, you can compare. Okay, you can compare. If it is a single syllable adverb, then you can add easily er to the adverb. This is our first rule while comparing. Then the second rule is when you are making a superlative degree, we add est along with what? The in front of the positive degree. And our third rule is with adverbs of 2 or more syllables. If you are comparing more than 2 syllable words, that is 2 or more syllable words, then the comparative and superlative degrees are formed by putting more. That is the comparative degree and the most between the superlative degree. So this is our 3 rules for the comparison of adjectives. So in this session we have learned about it, and in our next session we will learn another interesting topic. Thank you for watching.